Well, good evening, everyone. I'm Robert Forgit here in the Alaska's news source, and we are enjoying a fairly nice weekend. At least we did. We've got clouds today in South Central and throughout much of the region. Matter of fact, up even in the interior, low pressure system, I'm going to explain in a minute, is pushing through much of the Gulf, and that's why we're going to see, as I mentioned, some pretty strong winds tonight, and that will continue pretty much in the time that we're sleeping, all the way from much of the Gulf Coast all the way to much of the valley. So let's go ahead and take a look real quick. We'll see what we have, and as we take a look outside, we can certainly see in Alaska, at least here in Anchorage, that we are seeing those cloudy skies, and with those clouds we are starting to see a little bit of wind develop. Now those winds will start to develop overnight, and then that whole event should be completed by at least, as we get into what I'm thinking, by about 3 o'clock should end. I'll talk about those in a minute. But first, let's go ahead and look and see what we have right now in the state. Lots of clouds, as I mentioned, and those clouds will continue to be with us for quite some time. We're going to see those clouds out in the Aleutians tomorrow, but then those will break in the afternoon. Also in Anchorage, we'll see some cloudy skies tomorrow. Right now we're seeing clouds up in Fairbanks, and we're seeing a little bit of rain right now in Juneau, where it's 44 degrees. As we look at currents in the interior, we see a little bit of clouds, but also a little bit of sunshine. Fairbanks 47, 37 in Fort Yukon, 42 Delta Junction, and we're getting those clouds in Tok, also in Eagle, where it's 43 degrees. Fairbanks, we hit 49 today, the low 27, normally 44 and 20. No record set, 8.1 inches of snow so far for the month. And currently in South Central, well, a lot of clouds, and now clouds also being reported in Talkeetna. And as Seldovia has reported, Michael, thanks for joining us. Plenty of rain today. Not too much wind today, but you will see that wind start to develop as we get into the latter part of tonight. So look for those winds out of the southeast. Michael, thanks for joining us. Snow is melting quick again. Yeah, any snow we get at this point typically will melt. Even in the interior sections, with those temperatures warming up, we're going to see that. We do have a little bit of rain and snow right now in Valdez, also in Cordova, where the temperature is 41. Arnold, hey, thanks for joining. Nice to have you from Gamble. Great, always nice to see Gamble on Facebook. So Anchorage, again, 44, 43 in Seward, Homer, 43. We saw a lot of rain and windy conditions in Kodiak, all part of that low pressure system we're going to talk about in a minute. This, of course, a look out over the Chugach and Anchorage, and just quickly 44 for them. Or for us, 44, 34 the low. So just right on normal, 44. So that's pretty darn good as we take a look that we are really kind of at a normal pace here. Now overnight for Anchorage, just for those that don't want to stay on too long, rain and snow showers expected. Portage, Hillside, Eagle River, and even in the valley, could see wind gusts from 45 to 60 miles an hour. Most of the 60 mile an hours will be on the hillside, Eagle River, also down in Portage. So that's what we're looking at. The pass, Lisa, will be a little bit messy. Chance of some rain or snow showers. Because it's the pass, I think we're going to see some windy conditions, especially as you come through the pass. If you're coming north to hit Turnagain Arm, Turnagain Arm will be windy. The pass will share some of that wind, but there is some protection there as it's going to be a southeast flow. So just be aware of that if you're driving. You don't have to drive tonight. I would recommend not doing that. As we look, I want to go ahead and show you just briefly for Anchorage, Fairbanks, Juneau, and Bethel for tomorrow. AM clouds for Anchorage, PM sunshine, the afternoon sunshine, 44. Fairbanks will see mixture of rain and snow tomorrow, 43. Juneau, rain showers and 40. And we'll also see Bethel with some partly cloudy skies and 30. Lisa, you're welcome for your question being answered there. No wind in Anchorage, that's right, Donald. The winds won't start till a little bit later. I'll explain that in just a minute. Sunrise, sunset, this is for tomorrow, even though it says Sunday, it's going to switch over. I had to set the graphic for the 10 o'clock show, and it will say Monday because it's a time code. But tomorrow, Anchorage has 5 minutes and 42 second gain from today. Today, it had 5 minutes and 43 seconds from yesterday. Today is the last day of 5 minutes and 43 seconds. Now we start losing the amount of time that we gain, if that makes sense to you. The most that Anchorage gains is 5:43, and tomorrow will be our first 5:42. So I'll show the outlook for Gamble, Arnold, in just a minute as we go around the state. So thanks again. I'll make sure I answer that. 6:40 for sunrise in Anchorage. For sunset, 9:20 tomorrow. 6:17 for Fairbanks. 15 hours and 8 minutes for them. 14 hours, 22 minutes for Juneau. 5:47, your sunrise, sunset 8:09, 7:29, and 10:06 for Bethel. Calm in South Anchorage. Yep, it is right now. 44 degrees also in Anchorage. We're seeing, that was the high today. 48 in McGrath. Saw 50 in Yakutat and Sitka. Klawock, though, came in at 51. That's the state high, along with Sleep Mute that came in at that same temperature. 44 for Juneau, 47 in Ketchikan, hit 49 in Fairbanks, so really spring has sprung up there. 33 in Cold Bay. What tells me spring has sprung is while I was here, moose were eating all of our springtime blooming. So we had tulips and everything that just started blooming, and I think 2 moose had a wonderful munching afternoon. I guess that would be their brunch, Sunday brunch, unfortunately. So, but you know what? Moose have to eat too. As we take a look, here's what I was talking about. See that low pressure system right in Anchorage? Just over Anchorage, a lot of that produced some windy conditions, snow and rain, snow in the higher elevations for Kodiak under a winter weather advisory, which should end right after midnight. But because of this low, and as we zoom in a little bit, because of this low, we're going to see that southeast flow. Remember that lows spin counterclockwise, and as they do, you're going to see that southeast flow on the front part of that low as it's moving towards the east. And so that's what we're counting on to see the windy conditions. The winds expected for South Anchorage as well as the hillside, Portage up to Eagle River. That will be around, I'm looking at around between about 12 and 2 in the morning, midnight to about 2, 3 o'clock, and then that should pass the whole low pressure system. And as it does, we'll definitely see things subside. So with it, we're going to see some strong winds tonight in Seward, Whittier, also in Valdez a little bit, and even over to Yakutat. So be prepared for that. And Whittier, certainly. Yolanda, hey, glad to hear from you. The next low we're going to be looking at is the one that's moving in on Tuesday and Wednesday. This is a pretty good sized low. I expect to see some rain in the Aleutians, as well as some winds and rain throughout much of South Central. So when we look at the 7-day forecast, you'll see I put in rain for Wednesday in Anchorage, and it will still produce some clouds throughout much of the state, as it will definitely affect the interior, but I don't think there'll be much precip, but mostly clouds for you and rain for the southeast panhandle. So looking ahead, I want to go ahead and show you those forecasts. Some of you have asked for the regions that you're in. Nice to have so many people on board. I can see how many viewers we have, and certainly like that. We will do a factoid. I think I put one in right after this. It's an old one, so hopefully you can get it right after we do this state forecast, and I'll have the 7-day after that. Hey, rain and snow expected in the northern part of the southeast, breaks in the south for Ketchikan. I'm shooting for a 50-degree reading out of Ketchikan tomorrow. Nighttime low around 45, 46 for Petersburg. Juneau, 47 for you. Interior, scattered showers expected. We will see some showers and mixed rain and snow for Fairbanks, both today and a little bit both tomorrow and a little bit on Tuesday. Fort Yukon, looking at mixed rain and snow, and Delta Junction and Tok, some sunshine for you. As we take a look, by the way, and those people watching, if you tell me where you're from, I'd love to know where you're watching from. Always neat, especially if you're out of state. Areas of patchy fog for the North Slope, Utiavik, Dead Horse, look at it in the teens, mid-teens, as well as Wayne, right? Out in the west, going to be nice, sun and clouds, very spring-like conditions with 30 in Nome, 21 though in Gamble, and Bethel going to come in with a 30-degree reading. So Gamble shouldn't have a lot of wind there, so you should be pretty good, Arnold, for tomorrow. Looks like the outlook pressing for that mostly sunny skies, light winds, and cool temperatures. So hopefully that helps you with the forecast you asked for. The Aleutian Chain, we are going to see some windy conditions in Cold Bay tonight, especially also in Dillingham. Unalaska, 35 expected tomorrow with a mixture of showers and rain. And we're looking at, Lisa, as I'll show you in just a minute what we're doing in Hooper Bay. Christine, nice to have you on board, just joining us. Hey, thanks a lot. ADAC 34, 30 in St. Paul. Again, most of the West Coast going to be fairly nice tomorrow, as I mentioned. Kenai, we're going to see very wet and windy weather. Even tomorrow for Kodiak. Also Seward, we'll see some showers in the morning, then breaks in the afternoon. Soldotna the same. Temperatures in the 40s. Tonight is when the wind event happens. Again, we're looking at overnight winds. It could be 40 to 60 miles an hour, especially those gap winds coming through. Fairbanks, hey Shirley, nice to have you. So you're looking at some rain and snow tomorrow, some showers if you had missed the forecast and didn't catch it. Hey, Prince William Sound, Copper River Basin, same thing. Valdez, Glen Allen, Whittier, Cordova, as that low pressure system moves through, we are expecting to see some mixed rain and snow and some windy conditions. Even tomorrow, Whittier, you'll still see some gusty winds to about 30. Tonight's the winds, it could be about 40 to 55 out of the southeast. And for the Matsu, overnight, I think Palmer will see the majority of the winds, perhaps Wasilla, but Talkeetna, Willow, you should be spared. And tomorrow, looking at some very light winds as this event ends, and temperatures in the upper 40s. And for Anchorage, looking at 46, again, winds tomorrow out of the north, but tonight out of the southeast. Those winds picking up after midnight. I expect about 1 or 2 to be the highlight of the event. And then from that on, I think things will start to die down. Look for though a mixture of rain and snow for Girdwood and 42. So hey, we're going to take a minute right now, and I'm going to go ahead and give you an old factoid. See if you can guess this one. It has to do with penguins. I love watching penguins. I actually was in the Antarctic in the Coast Guard, and we studied the Adelie penguins. Very fascinating, and certainly was kind of neat to see those. And studied those along with some scientists. It was pretty unique. So let's go ahead and see what we've got. Weather here. The name given to a group of penguins on land and on the move is a what? A waddle, a romp, a sway, or a tuxedo? What do you think? What do you think? Thanks, Christine, for your note like that. And Lisa wants to know the best date to get her grandbabies from Seward. I would say give yourself a couple days and you should be good. So anyone want to take a guess on this? I think the weather tomorrow is going to be somewhat sloppy, and then there will be a break, Lisa, just to answer your question. Perhaps on Tuesday or Wednesday would be good. I think probably after tomorrow morning you should be fine tomorrow. There shouldn't be a lot in the way of winds by the time you get up. So if you want to do Monday, that's good. Wednesday, we have another system coming in. What do you think? What do you think the answers are? Larry, got a question. Is it waddle, romp, sway, or tuxedo? Everyone playing online, give me some answers. Love to know. Hey, Todd, nice to have you. When you think, okay, a tough one. You're thinking B, a romp. Okay, got my first guess, a romp. Okay, the name given to a group of penguins on land and on the move is a what? A waddle, a romp, a sway, or a tuxedo? You're welcome, Lisa. Anyone else? Hey, Christine says a romp. Okay, got 2 B's so far. Anybody else want to take a guess? I don't want to hold anybody up. I want to get to the 7-day forecast, but I know people always like our Forgit factoid. And my Forgit factoid tonight will be different at 10 o'clock, so please watch. Love to have you on watching that. We'll also have an update on the high wind warning that's been issued as of 7 o'clock for those areas we talked about in South Central. So, hey, a romp out of Tyler, appreciate that. My husband says tuxedo, Christina. Okay, we'll see if he's right, tuxedo. Give you just about 15 more seconds and I'm gonna go ahead. There's a time delay, so sometimes answers come in after this, but I wanna go ahead and give you just a little bit more time. Got a nice set of viewers out there. No idea here, says Lisa. Take a guess. Live on the wild side. Come on. Is it a waddle, romp, sway, or tuxedo? Last call. Last call. So the name given to a group of penguins on land and on the move is a what? A waddle, romp, sway, or tuxedo? 10 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And the answer is a waddle. Penguin group in the water is called a raft, but when they're on the move on land, they're called a waddle. So I hope you got that one right. I didn't see anyone who got the answer right on this one, so it must have been a good question. Again, I'll have another one tonight at 10 o'clock. Please join us then. And let's go ahead and finish up the forecast. And as we do, I'd like to go ahead and just say I hope you all had a nice weekend. For Fairbanks, as I mentioned, mixed rain snow on Monday and Tuesday. Looking at temperatures in the 40s and then higher 40s, mid 40s as you get into Thursday. I wouldn't be surprised if Thursday we are going to see maybe 50 degrees in Fairbanks. For the 7-day forecast for Anchorage, we're looking at, again, tomorrow, AM clouds, but then sun in the afternoon. So if you're thinking about maybe traveling from Seward, just be careful coming around. It's going to be kind of messy in Seward and messy in Turnagain Arm, especially down in Girdwood, but then sunshine prevails everywhere else. So I think road conditions should be pretty good if you take a little bit of a later start. Mostly cloudy on Tuesday for Anchorage, and then Wednesday, PM rain and snow and rain expected on Thursday with that next system coming in. Temperatures in the 40s almost. And Juneau, we're looking at rain as well. Showers on Tuesday, and then mostly cloudy on Wednesday. Temperatures again, upper 40s, nighttime lows. Upper 30s, and that's what we're looking at. Tyler, I love your happy smile there. So that's what we're looking at for the forecast for our week at least. And I hope you had a nice weekend. Hope you have a nice week. I want you to be careful out there, especially if you've got some sloppy weather. Again, tonight's really, well, we had the high wind warning. Should be canceled by about 6 a.m. in the morning. So again, for the South Central area, pretty much through Turnagain Arm, the pass not so much, but Turnagain Arm, Portage, also into Anchorage all the way up to Eagle River, and even parts of Palmer, though they don't have the high wind warning, but they should get some higher wind. So I hope you have a great week. Again, please be kind. Be kind to your neighbors, be kind to your friends, be kind to strangers, and most importantly, be kind to yourself. That's a big one. You got to be kind to yourself. Do something nice for yourself. So from here, I'll say have a great night. Hopefully you'll have a great night too, great evening. Join us for the 10 o'clock show. And with that, I'll let you go. Have a great day.
Bye.